All right, what's going on, guys? It's your boy. We're gonna talk about today's watch list and how you could have played it and different levels. It's obviously been a little tough past couple weeks. Moves haven't been happening until about 10:30 time frame, right? To get like confirmations of anything, except for these puts the other day. That was pretty nice. Um, so what we hit today was actually pretty freaking insane, if you think about it, right? So right here on the watch list, you can see we have SPY above 640 to 644 or below 634.60 to 630. So this is stuff we're going to go over in the mastermind, but just a quick rundown for today for the people who are in there now and watching now. This will give you a head start. So you can pay attention to this and ask questions during the mastermind or when you sign up, right? So 640 to 644, you go to your chart, you go 640, right, to 644. You put a line there, right? You put these two lines. That's all you would have. Let's do that. Let's just do this. 640 to 644. All right. So with this being done, and then I had, then I had that 648. Um, but that's an extra line, right? But for right now, just for the watch list purposes, 640, 644, and then 634.60 to 630. So 634.60, boom, to 630, about, yeah, perfect. So that's what we were watching, right? And pre-market, what happened is we were inside this zone. So this whole zone would be a no trade zone, and all we're waiting for is price to break to the either upside and go or downside and go, right? We're not looking to take any trades in between this zone. This is what messes you up. This is when we get stuck in chop all day and then it becomes anyone's game. And it's important to try to recognize that throughout the day. It is very hard to. Um, so with that being said, right, and you could leave your boxes too. If you wanted to put boxes in no trade zones, by all means, put a box there. It helps. Um, but I just keep it blank because I kind of just have it mental. So we had a clean break above, right? This was a strong candle break, close above the 640 level, so we could look for, calls. Well, I set my alert on this level, on our 640 level, to enter calls, and it never went off, right? So this stopped out. Like this would have not been a good entry because you can see that on that retest, we failed to make a higher high, and we're very overbought, and then we go right below our support. So now this is back in the no trade zone. So this right here, I'll show you right now. This is a morning star, just in there. Sorry, terrible square. So look, boom, bearish candle, green doji, and then green can bullish engulfing, right? Red candle, bullish hammer, bullish engulfing. So that alone is a good entry, but well, you want to wait for confirmation, right? So when I say wait for confirmation, you see this happen, okay, we can look for calls. So now we leave these gaps, right? We leave these areas of imbalance. So we definitely want to try to get as close to this as we can entry wise. But with the key level right here, I still want to wait to make sure we're above this key level because if we break back below it, we could go down, right? So this broke back below it, so there's no entry yet. This could have been an entry, right? Closed above, and then I could see that, and then this would have stopped out, and then this would have been your reentry if you did that. But I had a feeling we would come down a little bit more to here, and which that's what we did, right? We actually came right to this level, and then went back above that 640, right? So now we look good. Now the RSI is in the middle. We're not overbought. We're not oversold. We just reclaimed a key level, and now we have this pullback retest, right? So we have a strong candle close above the level, and then we have a bullish candle close with volume picking up, and then half the volume of this candle for a pullback. So then this is entry long to here. So I answered that. It was a high risk play. I was gonna call it out in the chat. I was gonna tell you guys in the yeah. I literally typed it, but I made a high risk chat for plays like this. All right. Um, So yeah, whatever. My bad. But watch list is, I mean, you would have hit. You would have had this if you entered. If you stopped, let's say you entered here, you stopped out, and then re-entered again, you would have made it back tenfold. Because then this candle closed like crazy. And then we have this candle, and this candle is what hit my stop, my take profit. So I caught this from 640 to $649 move. It was 955%. Look at this. That's insane. And then 1300 on my other account. So crazy trade. And then we go to AMD above 2025 to 208. AMD above 2025. We never got there, right? So we were under there the whole time. This was all no trade zone. I wouldn't have taken nothing. And then Amazon, let's see what Amazon did. Okay. So this is a tricky one. 2055 to 206 reject, down to 202 and then 200 potentially, right? So 205 to 206 reject, right? If we break inside of this zone, I'm not taking a trade until we come back under or we get some type of confirmation like this. We got a clean break, inverse, right? SMT high with an inverse. I'm just kidding. I don't know. But this was a clean 5-minute gap down to change the direction, right? And then we failed to go higher right here. So this could have been entry to the downside, that halfway point at 206.20. And you could have taken it to, I would have said open of day. So maybe not. But, I mean, 205, 204, yeah. It just wasn't really the best trade. It stayed in this zone. So, like, if it comes up, obviously, this is clearly bullish. And then when it comes back below, you want to wait for confirmation. So if you waited for this break, you want to wait for the retest, which I could see if you enter here, but then you stop out right here. And then if you still wait for confirmation, now you have to break below here, but it bounced and then just held back above halfway point and shot up. So that's pretty crazy. Also, I swing traded Netflix. That smacked. That was gorgeous. This was entry yesterday, and then take profit today was at 95. So that was a good little trade. Yeah. So I don't know. Iran said they're willing to make a deal. So I'm curious to see if do we hold this? Do we continue higher, or do we keep chopping? I would like some clean price action. That would be nice for levels to get respected and news not to jump things like crazy. Luckily, we're on the right side of the news, so I'll give it that. But yeah, other than that, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. I hope you guys learned something. This was an in-depth breakdown of the watch list and how you could have traded SPY today. So take notes, ask questions, get ready for the mastermind, spread the word. Don't overcomplicate things. And if it doesn't look sweet, don't take it.